Hi everyone, and welcome to this course Artificial Intelligence in Business. So we are going to discuss in this entire course how to use different AI tools right in business settings in everyday day-to-day business situations. So in this video, since this is the first video, I'm going to introduce Chat GPT. Then we're going to talk about what prompts are, right? And then we are going to look at a pattern of prompts called as persona pattern. Okay, now when you install Chat GPT at your end, I have the premium version, so your version might not be same as me. So when you install Chat GPT, you will see something like this. So GPT-4o, which is the newest model, GPT-4 complex model for advanced model for complex tasks, and GPT 3.5 great for everyday tasks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use ChatGPT 4o. Okay, so this is the model that I'm going to use. So this is the interface that we are going to use throughout this course. Now there are many other interfaces like this, right? There is one by Microsoft called as Copilot, Facebook has Llama, Google has a different model. So every company is coming up with their own models. But all of these models have some similarities. The biggest similarity is all of these models are natural language processing models. Natural language processing, NLP. What does that mean? It means based on your prompt, they're trying to predict the next word. Based on your prompt, they're trying to predict the next word. So whatever prompt you give them, right, they predict the next word. For example, if you type in roses are red, so this is inputting. You type in whatever information you have and you input that information into the model. So you said roses are red, it tried to predict the next word. Violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. Now how did it predict this? So ChatGPT or any of these models have a lot of information that they have studied, right? This information is human created, or this information could now be AI created. Now based on this information set that they have and your prompt, they're trying to predict the next word. So all these NLPs, all these natural language processing models work in the same way. They take in inputs from you, then based on the information set that they have, they try to predict the next word that is going to come, and that input is again fed into the system, so on and so forth. So once again, if you type in roses are red, it is predicting roses are red, violets are blue, unexpected events can change your view. Now see, the outputs are different. First we type in roses are red, this was the output. The second time we fed in the input, the same input, the output was different. Now why is that happening? Because in past, right, roses are red was associated with this rhyme, right? Some human or some AI system has associated roses are red prompt with this rhyme. But also some users have associated this rhyme with these sentences. So the basic concept is whenever you're prompting, the outputs can be very different. When you prompt ChatGPT, the outputs are really random, right? So you need to be very careful about what you are prompting. Okay. Now this is the concept. Also you have to remember that all these models have a cutoff date. What is cutoff date? The information is not information is not current. All of them have a cutoff date. What do you mean by cutoff date? Cutoff date means there is a set date. So we can ask that, what is the cutoff date for your information? So information for this model is September 2021. Any developments are not in the training data, right? But these models can browse the internet to provide real-time information. So all these models will have a cutoff date. So their information set has a cutoff date. New information is either provided by you or new information is provided to the model using the internet. So whenever you need recent information, you have to either provide it or you have to make it refer the internet. So you have to always remember that. So this is the basics of NLP, natural language processing. It is a predictive model. It tries to predict the next word and it makes prediction based on your prompts. So this is the prompt. So in this entire course, we are going to discuss how can you design the prompt so that you can use Chat GPT to do activities that you want to do. Okay. So prompt engineering is the concept that we are going to talk about. What is prompt engineering? Designing prompts so that you can ask ChatGPT to do certain things. Okay, so let's now open a new chat and then we are going to talk about persona pattern. So persona pattern is a very powerful pattern, right, that can be used to help or to enable ChatGPT to do some of the activities that you want it to do. So example of a persona pattern is, what is persona pattern? Persona pattern is you are asking ChatGPT to do your work as someone. You're asking ChatGPT to do work as somebody, some expert. Okay, I'll give you an example and then we'll build upon it. So persona pattern always starts with these statements. Act as somebody. So I want ChatGPT, it's tax season in Canada, I want ChatGPT to act as a tax and investment specialist. Okay, I want ChatGPT to act as a tax and investment specialist. Now what I want it to do? I want you to answer questions when I ask them. Okay, and provide detailed calculations. In the response. Okay, so this is an example of a persona pattern. We are asking ChatGPT to be somebody. In this case, we want it to be tax and investment specialist. So it's going to help you to plan taxes and investments. So we are going to ask a question to it and it's going to provide us detailed calculations and explanations in response. Okay, so let's see what happens. So sure, I can help with that. Please go ahead and ask your questions related to tax or investment and I'll provide detailed answers and calculations. So we are setting the context. Okay, persona pattern is setting the context. We are asking it to behave as somebody. Okay, so it's tax season. Now in Canada, when we file taxes, we invest in certain products like RRSPs. So what is an RRSP? Registered Retirement Savings Plan. When you put money in an RRSP, you generally save on taxes. So I want to know from ChatGPT that given my taxable income, if I put this much money, right, what will be my tax saving? So example, my taxable income is $200,000 and I am planning to invest $10,000 in RRSP. What would be my tax savings? So once again, when you put money into RRSP, right, based on your taxable income, you will get certain tax savings. So I want to know that. So let's see what happens. So it is giving you what steps to do, right? So to calculate tax savings from investing in an RSP, we need to follow certain steps. So determine the marginal tax rate, right, and then calculate the tax savings. So now this is key important point. The information is based on 2023 combined federal and provincial tax rate. So the information that it had was based on 2023, and these were the tax rates in Alberta, because it, based on my past interactions, it already knows that I am in Alberta, right? Otherwise you have to provide it more context. If it did not guess that you were living in Alberta, you would have to provide that context. So these were the income brackets and these were the tax rates. It is calculating $10,000. It calculated my marginal tax rate based on my income. Then it calculated RRSP contribution times my marginal tax rate, right? 4132 is the tax savings that I would receive. Okay. Now there are some key limitations. I am not commenting whether the analysis is right or wrong, right, which is a separate discussion, but this is how you could use it using the persona pattern. Now one limitation that I said was it is based on 2023. This year is 2024 and maybe I am planning for 2025, right? So I'm going to change the prompt to give it more directions. I am planning for taxes in 2025. My taxable income is $200,000 and let's say investment, and my investment in RRSP is, let's say, $10,000. Provide me detailed calculation of tax savings based on 2024 tax rates, because when you file taxes in 2025 you're filing it for the previous year, that is 2024. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I am providing it more context. Okay, so to provide a detailed calculation, so once again we have to provide it further context. To provide the detailed calculation of your tax saving based on 2024, let's consider the combined tax rate. The tax rate might slightly adjust, but for this example I don't want it to assume. Okay, so what we can do, right, this again is different. So we want it to take the information from the internet. So I'm going to copy paste it, right, and put it here and say take the tax rates for 2024 from the internet. Okay, I'm putting in one more information point, that do not assume anything, take the actual rates from the internet. So I put in the information. Let's see, it's now searching for the internet. So it got the data point exactly, because previously it was assuming. Now it's calculating. Okay, so it is calculating the tax rates. It calculated the federal, it calculated the provincial, right? Okay, total federal, provincial. So what it is doing, Like basically it is calculating what would be the taxes if you don't put it in RRSP and what would be your taxes if you put some money in RRSP, and the difference between the two will be the tax saving. So $4,200 will be the approximate tax saving. It is also including the sources where it got the 2025 information. Now I just remember that along with this it is also an investment specialist, so we can add that information point too. So I'm going to copy paste the prompt that we just used and I'm going to build on it. Okay, so also let me know how much will that investment grow, the investment I did in RRSP, how much that investment in RRSP will grow if my retirement is 35 years away. Okay, so we are also using the attribute that we started the discussion. We asked it to be an investment specialist, right? So we use the tax attribute. Now we are including the investment attribute. So let's see how it works. Okay, so again it will calculate. Now it did not browse the internet because it already had the updated information. It will do a bunch of calculations. Okay, same thing, it did all of the calculations, right? You can try it out on your own, but now it invested that money too. So it invested $10,000, let's say at 6% interest rate, right? And that $10,000 will become $76,000, right, when I retire 35 years from now. So we added one more context. Now I don't want all this information. Okay, so what I want it to do, I want you to ask me 3 things: income, taxable income, okay, then let's say RRSP contribution, and years for retirement. Okay, and based on the information, tell me tax savings and value of investment on retirement. Based on the information, just provide 2 answers. Tell me the tax saving and tell me the value of retirement. I don't want you to tell me all the calculations that went behind of that. So let's see. Now it is asking 3 questions, right? I will answer those 3 questions. Taxable income, let's say $250,000. Okay, full stop. Second point, how much are you planning to contribute into an RRSP? Let's say my room is $30,000. Okay, and how many years to retirement? I have 40 years to go. So I provided 3 information points, right? It is doing the calculations. We'll change the prompt a bit. I don't want to see the calculations, that's the whole objective. So it's always a trial and error method. You have to keep on prompting to improve your prompts. But imagine if you're a tax advisor and an investment specialist, you can use this to like advise your clients, right? Help you with the calculation parts and stuff. So focus more on your client rather than focusing on this mundane job of calculating. So I want you to only provide 2 answers and hide and do the calculations in the background. Okay, let's see what it happens. Simple. It gave you the tax saving, it gave you the future value. Re-ask me the question. Okay. Taxable income. So let's answer it. Taxable income, let's say $80,000. Then how much are you contributing in RRSP? $7,000. And your retirement years, 25 years. Simple. So it's like a program now. It will ask you a question, you will provide your clients information, and it will tell you how much tax saving will they have, and if they invest that if they invest that RRSP money till their retirement, how much it will grow to. Okay. Now again, whether it is right or wrong, you need to actually do the calculations and check it. Okay, always do not trust it blindly. These systems are still evolving. Okay, especially calculation wise, they are a hit and a miss, right? Now I wanted to make a program. So let's add on a little bit of more complexity. I wanted to create a program now. I want you to create a program where you ask me 3 questions. I will input values in those 3 questions and you will give me 2 answers. So it's coding now, so you don't need to code. It created a function. It created the function in Python. Okay, if you know programming, it is asking you what is your taxable income, how much tax planning do you want, how many years to go. And then it's doing bunch of like calculations. It's feeding in tax brackets. Okay, it's calculating taxes. So we actually created a program which will be very helpful for tax planners and retirement investment planners. You get information from the client, right? How much you want, what is their taxable income, how much money they're putting in RRSP, and this program will calculate their tax savings and will show them, right, how much will be the value of those investments, right, at when they retire. So simple as that. No need to code. You can execute, say you can copy paste this code in a Python environment, run the program, it will ask you some inputs, and that is that, right? So this is the power of Chat GPT, right? Especially the persona pattern, very useful in finance and investments. Okay, we're going to talk like about a lot of more examples about this persona pattern. Okay, so thank you for listening. This was the first session. I just wanted to show you how powerful Chat GPT is. It is not only to do assignments, it goes way beyond than that. Especially when you start working, this tool is going to be really helpful for you. Okay, thank you for listening. See you in the next one.